Hello, my name is Jared Bittner, and today I'm going to be teaching you all how to use Skele, which is a plugin that you can purchase from Unity's Asset Store for $30. And what this plugin allows you to do is animate characters by hand inside of the Unity software package. Before, with Legacy and Mechanim, most characters had to have simple animations done in an outside package such as Maya or Blender or Motion Builder, but the plugin Skele makes all of that obsolete. Now you can take a character or any game object, and as long as it has a rig, you can animate it. So what I've got here is some arms. For the purpose of this tutorial, I wanted to make kind of a basic FPS sort of look. So, got our camera, and I've got these arms. I also purchased these in the asset store. And what I'm going to do is just kind of line them up with the camera. Make sure everything's nice and centered. It looks pretty good to me. Okay. So, now that we've got our arms, I'm going to show you what it is, how exactly it is you go about using the Skele system. So, we've got our mesh here. It's a fully rigged pair of arms, and what we can do is double click them, and inside of the inspector, under the Skin to Mesh Renderer tab, we'll hit Start Edit, and this allows us to go into the rig and edit it. And what we can do is use our simple WR keys for move tools, also Control Z to undo, E for rotation, and R for scale. Now, Skele by default lets you animate things in FK, forward kinematics, but we can also, over here you can see we can use IK, which is inverse kinematics. And what I want to just do real quick is show you how to make some basic animations. They're really simple. All we have to do really for, say, an idle is set up our model and then just make him move up and down so it looks like he's, idling. So I'm gonna get that set up. Okay, so what I've done is I've just taken the arms and moved them into a more standard FPS sort of pose, right? And added a directional light into the scene. That way it'll give it, some more dynamism. We can actually see all the work that whoever I bought this from put into it. In the game view, it looks more like your standard FPS now, right? So what we can do now is actually start animating this. So we'll do just like before. We'll double click, hit Start Edit, right? And that'll bring up our Skele bone editor. And then what we want to do is hit Control 6, and that'll bring up the animation window. And I'm just going to take the animation window and put it down here because I like to work with it there. And what we can do now is left click right here, create new clip, and I'm just going to call this idle and save it in the assets folder. Right? And now we can start animating. So we'll hit the record button right here. That'll pop up and give us keyframes, right? And I like how this pose is for our keyframes. So what I'll just do is add, nope, not that. Come on. Okay. If we twist these around a little bit, that'll start populating it with frames. or populating the frames rather. And now this is our first pose, right? So what we can do for the idle, we probably want it to be like a minute long. So I'm going to hit Control V, or Control C rather, to copy it. And then out here on the timeline, I'm just going to hit Add Key and Control V. Come on. Apparently I did something wrong. Control C, Control V. There we go. Okay, so now when we play the animation, it should just be the same, right? Right? So to create an idle, since we want it to loop, we'll put something right here in the middle. And this is the one that will tweak a little bit. And I mean, for an idle animation, you don't want him to move that much. So what we can do is some FK editing, just kind of twist this around a little bit. At the elbow. And then maybe, I don't know, we'll have his fingertips kind of come in a little bit. Same thing over here for this hand. Again, I want to take this time to apologize for how bad my mic is. I'm sure I'm getting a lot of feedback from my laptop, but I don't have the money for nice equipment. Only for things that matter, like Skele, right? Okay, so now whenever we play this animation, I'm going to copy all these again. There we go. So now whenever we play this animation, stop recording it and play it, there you go. He looks like he's idling and his fingertips are moving a little bit. And then we can look at that in the game view. And that's a pretty nice idle animation, if I do say so for myself. So now, as we can see, our idle animation it was automatically added by Skele into the animator. And the animator is actually part of the mechanism system that was introduced in Unity 4, and it's actually what pushed animations a little bit further than in the legacy system. But obviously Skele is a much more advanced tool. I'm pretty happy with how that idle animation turned out, but I was thinking maybe I don't know, we could do something a little bit more fun, because that was a little simple. I think what we can do actually is I'd like to make maybe him punching, right? So I'll come over here to the animation tab again, and I'll create a new clip, and we'll call it punch.anim, right? And then we'll hit the record button again and just get going with it. So normally when people punch, they like to wind back, right? So I think what I'll try to get him to do is wind back a little bit. A little bit more than that. Probably like that. Okay. And then he's gonna bring his arm in for like a punch. Right? And we're gonna want him to make a fist, right? So what we'll do is we'll come to the hands, and we'll just start making them ball up into a fist. Right? That looks pretty even. If I seem like a whiz kid of curling hands up into fists, it's because I've done this tutorial now like 20 times, trying to get it perfect just for all of you. And also, as a side note, I think if anybody is interested in animation, I would highly suggest picking up a copy of The Illusion of Life by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson. They worked at the Disney Company and were some of Disney's what's called the 9 Old Men, and they kind of came up with the principles of animation that most character animation follows, and certainly that falls into game design. I would also suggest The Animator's Survival Kit by Dick Williams, or Richard Williams rather. Only his friends call him Dick. It's also a very good read and very readable. Okay, so for our first frame, we've got his arm extended very far out, right? He's winding up, he's ready to go. So what we'll do is, it should probably be really quick. So we'll add a key. And then I want to show some examples of the inverse kinematics. So what I'm going to do is switch into IK, and there's some extra stuff in here that has to do with how many joints are affected by the move tools and all the rotations and stuff like that. So like the link length would we can bring it all the way back, all the way to the spine, or all the way back to the forearm, the elbow. But we want it, for the purposes of this, to the shoulder, because we're going to pull this fist out forward. Nope, not that way. Get his arm real straight, and then kinda level it out a bit. We want it to be like in the center of the camera, right? So it looks like he's actually making an action. Let's see how that plays. That's a little wonky. It looks like he's coming around to box the shoulders, or box your head in or something. Not quite sure how we could straighten that out, but I'm sure there's a way. Maybe might be fun in here, because let's see, in the game view. Oh, that's nice. Let's see. It looks really fast though, so maybe we'll move that a little bit. So we'll just take all these frames, Control C, maybe bring it out to like 40. And let's see how that plays now. Ugh. Oh, it's jumping in there because I didn't delete all these. That's silly. Okay. Well, that's not as fast as I'd like it to be. So maybe we'll do that again. But kind of at the midpoint. It's a little bit quicker. I don't like exactly what his other arm's doing over here though, so I think I might ball it up into a fist and bring it back. So, let's see. Stop this. And then let's come into here and hit FK to return into forward kinematics. So I'll ball this hand up into a fist and kind of curl it back. And honestly, playing around with the UI is where the most fun happens. And just seeing what all you can make. Skele is actually, I know FPS, just 2 arms, doesn't seem very broad, but Skele can actually animate faces. It can, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. It can animate faces. It can animate for cutscenes. It's really powerful and helpful. So got him making a fist. That looks about right. So maybe we'll use some inverse kinematics again. Oops. On the wrist. Kind of try and bring it back. No! Just kidding. There we go. Maybe up a little bit. Okay. So we'll see how that looks. Oh, he's getting ready to. He's putting up his dukes. That's fun. Boom. You know what? I kind of like that. So for the purposes of this tutorial, that's pretty much all I've got to show you. But I hope this has showed you how Skele works. All of the little knickknacks that it puts in to make animations in Unity so much easier, so that we don't have to import things or import animations rather from Maya or Motion Builder or what have you. It increases workflow tremendously, and it's very helpful. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, and hey, there's the punch in the animator, and I look forward to learning more in this class.